We about to go live.
We live.
Yes, we are live. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, you guys. Welcome to Pathway to Purpose. I am Cynthia, and over here is my co-host, my amazing co-host, and my girl, my girl, Tori Williams. Hey, Tori.
Hey, Cynthia. Hope everyone can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. Hopefully, you
Yes.
guys can hear me clearly and see me clearly because, this internet I got be doing some things sometimes. So let me know I'm clear and that you can hear me okay.
Yes, please. Please let us know if you can hear us loud and clear because we definitely want to be heard on tonight because this is going to be an amazing night, y'all. We got some great amazing guests that's going to pop in on us in just a few. I'm just excited. Tori, are you excited?
I'm nervous because I don't know what you're going to ask me.
Well, not that many questions. Not that many questions. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. So let me edit because I don't know. It's saying that my post is private. I need this on public, honey. I need this to go public. I need this to go public. I need the world to see this. I need the world to see this. Welcome Pathway to Purpose, you guys. Every Thursdays at 7 p.m. My name is Cynthia Robinson. I am your host for Pathway to Purpose, you guys. Just to say a little about me. I am a mom. I am a licensed massage therapist. I own a day spa. First of all, I am a child of God, an ordained elder. I get to serve. Absolutely love what I do. But my passion is to spiritually encourage people to get to their purpose, you guys, in a way that they have felt like they cannot do. So I am just a catalyst to place them in front of their purpose. So this is what this podcast is about. And what I'm going to be doing is reaching out to people in our communities, statewide, worldwide, eventually, and just discussing topics that will help us get to our purpose, whether it be faith, whether it be life events, whether it be struggles and what we've overcome, whether it has it's business. Listen, business, whether it's parenting, you guys, relationships, we are going to talk about it all. There is no holds barred on Pathway to Purpose because what we want to get you closer to your purpose. So, yes, 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 yes. On tonight, I have, like I said, I'm going to have three more guests that's going to be jumping on with Tori and I just a little later. And Tori and I are so excited. But listen, you guys, I'm going to introduce this amazing woman that is on the side of me. Listen here. I feel like I've known her all my life. I actually really, really, really feel like that. She is a person that kind of keeps me she keeps me balanced when we're together. She's like the yin to my yang or whatever you want to say. You want to say it. She kind of calms me down. Hey, Marvin Tony, come on in the room. She
Hey,
calms me down.
Marvin.
So yes, Tori is a Darlington native. She's a mother of a 17-year-old son. Tori's been in the radio for 23 years. I don't know how because she only looks 25, but go figure. She does her own math. Her math don't be mathing. you know. But Tori also, guess what? She's in podcasting. She's been podcasting for almost 4 years. She says, I love God and love being an impact on people in a positive way. And I love this part. Tori has a favorite quote. Her quote is, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that favorite quote comes from the amazing, rest in peace, Maya Angelou. And Tori, I absolutely love that quote. What makes that quote your thing, Tori? What is that about that quote?
Well, that quote is special to me because I pay attention to how people treat me and I pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to how I treat others. So I want to make sure that I make an impact not only just on people in general, but just everyone. Because sometimes we can have like a certain crew or a certain clique or whatever, but I want to make an impact on everyone. It doesn't matter your race, your color. I just want people to say when they come in, when they encounter my presence, I want to say, but Tori just made my day, you know, that type of thing. So I just believe in being positive at all times.
I love that. I feel like that's leaving a footprint in the cement. That's what I feel like. Oh, y'all are about to add another amazing woman. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Hello, beautiful. Listen, just in time because I was doing the introductions, y'all, for this amazing woman that has graced us with her presence, y'all. I am so excited. I know some of you may know her, but guess what? I'm going to reintroduce her like no one knows her, like she just arrived here on earth, y'all. LaDominique McFarland is the founder of Hello Again, a grief support group for women who have lost children through accident, illness, miscarriage, abortion, or adoption. As a loving and devoted mom of four, LaDominique, better known as Dominique, or Dom, as me and Tori love to call her. Tori got me calling you that. So has experienced firsthand the ripping and heartbreaking agony of having not only one child, but two children unexpectedly leave this life and enter into the presence of the Lord so soon. Excuse me. A family trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to celebrate her oldest son, Marquise, will forever change her family and her life. That day, she and her family lost both of her sons, Marquise McFarland and Mayan McFarland, to a rip current. It was Marquise's 17th birthday and Mayan was only 12. To cope with her grief, she turned to what she know well, God, writing, and self-expression. Already vlogging, she returned to the online space. But this time, instead of giving cooking tutorials and talking about hygiene, she focused on talking about her grief, her boys, in their memory and honor. She created a blog, Hello Again. The Hello Again blog has since become a grief support group and now a South Carolina certified nonprofit organization. What was started off a way to help her heal, say hello again to life, and enter into a new normal after such a devastating loss has turned into a family community of over 400 people connected through Hello Again's Facebook page. Throughout the year and almost monthly, Dominique hosts Hello Again gatherings, meetings, and annual event to bring moms together to share encouragement, strength, and love with one another with the goal of support and healing one day at a time. Dominique is determined to preserve the memory of her boys while endeavoring all the more to become the woman of God God designed her to be, fulfilling the purpose and impacting lives for the better intentionally, with love, support, and an assurance that God will never leave her. She continues to move in the direction of destiny. Dominique is the forever mother of the two daughters, Micaiah and Nevaeh McFarland, beautiful inside and out, and they truly are. And she cherishes them daily. And two sons, Marquise and Mayan McFarland, handsome boys that make her heart smile. Now citizens of heaven, and the reason she goes hard for Hello Again. And y'all, this amazing woman is robed in strength, dignity, and love and caring. I have had the awesome pleasure to work with her in Hello Again, and it's just been amazing just to see how far she has come with this, and to watch her is absolutely amazing. So welcome, Dr. Thank you so much for coming to Pathway to Purpose on tonight.
Thank you for having me. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, you can hear you fine. Awesome. So yes, on tonight we have, like I said, we have two more guests coming on, but listen, they are coming on, y'all, and they are coming on with the amazing energy. Tori came on and started us off with her bright light, and here we have Dominique here with her amazing bright light, y'all. And we're just gonna start it off, and we have a few that's already in the room with us. Marvin Tony's in the room, and Tori, Marvin is saying that you made him sit at the front of the church.
And did.
I don't think that's a bad thing, Marvin. I really don't think sitting in front of the church is a bad thing. So yeah, I don't know if you want us to. I think we need to applaud Tori. I don't think we need to punish her for that. I think we
The
need to
front
applaud.
row. Yeah,
So
the front row.
But that means that Marvin did show up to church, so that's a good.
That's a great thing. And he showed up early and on time.
Oh my, that's amazing. He got it all. He got it all what he needs. That's good. Yeah, Tori attends Strong Tower, where is prophetess Angela, am I correct? And Pastor Kelsey Goodson. I have had the honor to visit there with her during the Bible study, and it was absolutely amazing. So I understand showing up early and being sitting in the front. Mark, I didn't sit in the front, but I got what I needed though. I got what I needed. So yeah. So ladies, we're gonna start with just a few questions that I do want to ask you guys. And what I do ask is that you just speak from the heart, be transparent. If these questions are something that you don't want to go there, just say, skip that for me. And that's all well and fine. There is no pressure on Pathway to Purpose. What we're here to do is to just tell our story and just do it in purity and love, and just to share ourselves with people. And Dominique, I want to start with you. Being such a beautiful spirit person, and I've seen you in so many ways just show so much strength. And I remember actually when we both were taking our certification before COVID happened to go into prison ministry. And I had a chance to unmute your mic. I had a chance to because your mic's muted. I had a chance to meet you and your mom, and it's just amazing. And just seeing you love to serve people. So just tell us a little bit just about yourself, as far as just that your desire to wanting to help people that are incarcerated, because I know that's still a plight for you, and also how you assist moms with Hello Again.
Oh, thank you so much, first of all, again, for having me on. But the prison ministry is still, like you said, still near and very dear to my heart, because it reminds me of how we are walking around every day in prison and we're free. We're supposedly free, but we have so much that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis that has us bound and tied up and locked up. And we so-called are walking around every day. So I do believe that if you can get in somebody's mind, if you can change somebody's mind, you can change their life. So the prison ministry is really a metaphor for me, because if I'm not careful, or you're not careful, whomever is watching is not careful, we're easily to go lock ourselves back up all over again to all the things that have us bound up. And so being that so many mothers and fathers who are incarcerated, they're often feeling like they're forgotten. They don't have a place. They've lost children too. So I was like, well, we need to do something. We do a lot of talking, and we always professing Christ and being Christians, but that's all we're doing is just talking about it. It's just a nice thing to say, a good thing to say, but we don't have actions to follow suit. So I just feel like, that was close to my heart. And I wanted them to know, as parents, just because they're incarcerated, that don't take away their status as a mom, as a dad, or just as a person in general. And sometimes when we don't show the love that we should show to people, it's a reflection to them that that's how God feels about them. But until they find that strength for themselves, we are the only God that they see. So we have to be more intentional about showing up and doing exactly what we say. So I wanted to make sure that me and my organization was intentional about what we were saying, that we can go behind the walls. We can take Jesus behind the walls. Because when we first went to our first engagement at the prison ministry, that's exactly what they said, that they felt like they were forgotten about and that nobody cared, or they wasn't even thought of, especially thought as far as them losing children, or some of them who may have had abortions, or some of them who may have been just not the best father or the best mom that they could be, and they lost their child while they were incarcerated. So, we just wanted to go in and offer hope and redemption. Again, what does that really look like? So that's why, the prison ministries, I'm very passionate about that. And serving through Hello Again is really rebuilding me as a person. Yes, I lost my sons, but at the same time, in spite of me losing them, God is beginning to rebuild my foundation of what life really is and what matters and what really don't. So Hello Again is not just an organization, we're a ministry, and we do exactly what we say we're going to do. And I'm not saying that because I'm I'm a very transparent person. If we weren't about crap at all, I would say you don't, we still working on this. You might need to join another support system.
Right.
But I can honestly say that you can feel the hand and the love of God through what we do. We serve the people. That's what God did. He got down in it with us. So we try to make sure that we are the vessels that God uses on a day-to-day basis to get down in the grief, to get down in this journey with people who are struggling mentally, who are having suicidal thoughts, who are feeling like, I keep losing on top of loss, whether it's my children, my loved ones. And with so much going on, we have a lot of compounding issues that people don't know how to address or deal with. But because there is the rainbow, which is our logo, because it is a promise that there is hope, that's where Hello Again steps in to make sure we remind people, yes, the LGBT community has taken the rainbow, but as my bishop always tell me, we're taking the rainbow back. Hello Again is first to take the rainbow back for what it really means. And that's the promise of God that he is going to do what he say he's going to do, which is comfort and offer us hope and redemption all at once.
Yes, I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. And that just resonates because we need to know that we can't forget about people just because of what has happened in their life and what has transpired. We can't forget about them even though they're incarcerated. They are people too. They love too. They have feelings too, and they grieve. And I'm
Right.
so excited that your nonprofit is reaching, back where people feel forgotten about. So thank you so
Oh,
much.
it's my pleasure.
So y'all, we have another amazing woman that has entered the room, y'all. On tonight. I was telling Tori I was like, I really want her on my podcast. And Tori was like, you need to reach out to her. And I was like, I don't know. It's just something about her too that I feel like she has such a voice, even though I don't see her as a loud person, but I just see that she has such a voice, kingdom wise and just worldwide. So guys, you need to welcome Sophie Harris. Welcome to You guys, I just want to tell you just a little bio about this amazing woman. Sophie Harris is a mother of Isis 21, Xavier 17, and Trinity 7. She is a hair care specialist for 23 years. Y'all, these women have been doing this stuff for all these years and they look like they only 25. It's just beyond me. She's the owner of House of Transformation Salon, where she accentuates the beauty that's already there. I love that. She is a Florence native, and she's also a member of Strong Tower Ministries, where her pastor is Pastor Kelsey and Prophetess Goodson. Welcome, Sophie. How are you?
I am late.
It's okay.
Work. And it's one of those days, but I am so honored. I am blessed by the fact that you sought after me. I'm like, what? So thank you. I am honored to be on here tonight, and I'm open to share.
Awesome.
However,
Thank you. So look, I love it. You probably don't remember, but years ago, because I know I'm just like so much older than you, we were both attending True Faith. Is it True Faith?
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you remember this moment, but this was when I was first realizing that like prophetically God was dealing with me. And I was hearing it so loud, and you were sitting right in front of me. So I went to tell you what God said, and it freaked me out. I was almost having a panic attack, and my ex-husband was like, tell her. So as soon as I released it to you, Bishop McDowell went back and told you the same stuff. And I cried for like 2 days.
What?
Like 2 days. And I was like, I wonder if she remembered that, because it was so long ago. And like I said, I know you're so much younger than me. And I don't even think you had children or anything at the time. I don't think you did. And it was
No.
just baffling to me. And I that was just one of the moments when I was there at that ministry that just stood out to me like greatly. And I'm like, I don't know if she even remembered me, because I was like, I had 3 little girls.
Well, that's when you when I saw you at the singles ministry chew and chat. I was like, and you were telling me I did remember you when said it, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, the spirit was so high that Sunday, and so I don't even know if you knew who was telling you what they were telling you,
Wow.
because we were so caught up. It was like
Yeah.
one of those Sundays that was so caught up. But it just amazed me just to see you flourish into the woman that you've become, even though we're not that close. It's just I sit back and watch people. And for me, it's just like I feel energy. I have discernment, and God shows me things, and I'm like, she is a woman that has really overcome and has overcame some things. And when I saw you at the singles gathering with with Tori, that strong tower hat, and I was like, this lady, she's powerful. I wonder, does she even know like how powerful she is? And it's just amazing. But I want to ask you, I do want to ask you this. Like, if you could just break it down, like, what inspires you like to keep doing what you're doing?
I'd say so. I just purposed in my heart and truly made my mind up that give up is not an option. I will never quit. I will never give up. I might fail. And I came to a thing of really adopting the idea and thought of, or maybe even a banner of saying, I'd rather fail, because if I fail, that means I did put forth some effort and I tried. But if I forfeit, I just think that's such a cowardly way of things, to not even try. And so that's always my thing. And then also, of course, having kids, it's like, for me, that hits way different. And I don't take it lightly that God has allowed, entrusted me with, their lives. And so those are probably like the 2 main things that keep me going. And I think now I'm kind of coming more into the mindset of, knowing that there are others that are watching. And I don't want to be, I want to be an inspiration. I want to be an example of the goodness of God. And so for that, I just feel like, I got to put my best foot forward. If he wake me up, then I can put my best foot forward and go forward. And I try to purposely, renew my mind daily, leave the past in the past. We got feelings. Can't do nothing about the feelings. You feel the feelings. You just don't operate from them. Don't allow them to dictate, your moves. And that's kind of that. That's really it. Like I like for real. Like that is the way that I look at it. So
yeah, I love that. I love that. Faith, family, and get out your feelings. I love it. I love We're just gonna go into the chat and hey Pamela Cooks, Minister Pam, Coach Yolanda Richburg. Hey, welcome. Prophet. Hey y'all, come on in the room. We're so glad to have y'all. Okay. Tori Williams. Which Tori has a podcast, so Tori is used to answering the questions, but not tonight. Not tonight. And I guess that because Tori and I are so close, and Tori be like, "What you gonna ask me?" No, I'm not going that deep, Tori. Tori, what do you think that is the most misunderstood thing about you?
Ooh. The most misunderstood thing about me
Yes.
is the fact that people a lot of times don't respect boundaries. They don't respect, sometimes I have to isolate. They don't respect the fact that sometimes I can't be around everyone because I can feel the spirit, I can feel the energy. They don't respect the fact that I'm an empath. They don't respect the fact that my walk with God, I am not compromising for no one. Some people don't respect the fact that I don't like to entertain gossip. Sometimes I'm content with being alone because sometimes I've learned to love Tori because most of my life I've always put others before me. And with this past year, I've learned to love Tori and set necessary boundaries. Now I'm able to, I had an issue with saying no. Now I'm able to say no, knowing that no is a complete sentence, knowing that I can say no and not give an explanation. Before, when I would tell people no, I would like, well, I got to say why. No, the answer is no. Well, Tori, are you coming? No, I'm not coming. Are you able to make it? No. And understanding that everything that you are invited to doesn't mean that you necessarily have to go. Because I would feel like obligated if I'm invited if I'm invited somewhere, I gotta go. No. If it's not sitting well in my spirit and I don't feel that I need to be there, then guess what? Tori's not gonna go. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to compromise my faith and my walk with God. And not everybody is understanding that. And I'm understanding more and more. Before I would cry when I would lose people, but now I rejoice because God will remove people that are not for you.
Yes.
And we have to understand we may cry over this, whatever for a minute, but don't stay there. I tell people all the time, never regret from loving people from a pure place and understanding that sometimes you are an assignment to certain people, but understanding when that assignment is over, you got to move on.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that people misunderstand me. At the end of the day, I have learned that I have to protect me. I have to protect my heart, and I have to guard my heart at all costs. And I'm understanding that some friendships are just here for a season, and that's that. So if people cannot respect my boundaries, then it's okay for them to leave my life. And it's okay for me to walk away, because I always say, if I can't walk in love, then I will walk away. So that's one of the things that I wish people would respect. A lot of times people think, and here's one of the things that I like to do. I take breaks from social media. A lot of people, they feel as if they need to be on social media all the time. When I take breaks from social media, it's because I need to replenish, because Tori, I pour out a lot to other people, but sometimes I have to set aside and pour into me. But not everybody understands that. Some people feel as if you're taking time off social media or you're off to yourself, that something's wrong. Something's not always wrong. Sometimes you just need to clearly hear from God, and you need to quiet the noise around you, and you just need to be off to yourself. So I wish people would understand that sometimes when I need to be by myself, give me my time. And I understand that sometimes if I receive a phone call or a text message, I don't always have to answer.
Right.
So that's what I wish people would do for me. Respect my boundaries and respect me for who I am as a person, and know that I'm not going to compromise my walk with God for nobody.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love that. I love where Minister Pam Cook says, learn to fall in love with yourself. And I think it was Coach Yolanda Richburg says, no is a complete sentence. Yeah. And Deborah Bull says, yes, yes, yes. Hey, that's our sister, y'all. Okay. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kim, listen, I want both of these amazing women to caveat on that. Dominique, I really want to, with you having to have been in such a spotlight, how the same question that I asked Tori, what do you feel like that's most misunderstood about you? And just like Tori was saying, we have to have those boundaries for ourselves. So I want to hear your take on that also.
I think the most misunderstood thing about me is, after trauma for my life, it seems like people think now that I'm not approachable. And what I mean by that is it's not that well, I don't know what they think, but I get that a lot as far as people saying, well, I didn't know what to say, or I don't know how to say XYZ to you anymore. I want to put it on record while we're public. I don't mind people approaching me or saying anything about my sons. I welcome that because it makes me feel just for a little while that they're here. You know, I'm always their mom, but it gives them a heartbeat again when I can say their names. So from that side of things, I want the misconception of the fact that I'm not approachable anymore. It's like my whole everything about me since that seems like in certain cases, the way that I am has shifted in the minds of other people. I welcome it. You can ask me what you want to ask me. We can talk about anything. You don't have to walk on eggshells in my presence because something has happened. I am not the sum total of grief. I am trying to get on the other side of victory within it. So if you would take the time to get to know me, we can talk about a whole lot of different things. And, you know, I could be an asset in your life if you would take the time to see. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there, that I am approachable.
Yeah. Oh, look, we have the amazing one. To go back. I can't hear
Mhm.
Wanda, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going back on mute.
Was that question for me, or did you say something? I'm sorry, because I can't hear Vaughn.
We can't hear you at all, Cynthia. I can't even read lips good, but I can read lips.
She said she don't know what happened.
Oh my gosh.
Go out and come back in. Just when it was getting real good.
And I came on, huh?
Yeah, how you doing, Wanda?
I'm well. How are you?
Well,
It's so good to see all of you tonight.
It's good to see you too.
Hey, Wanda.
Hey, Tori. Uh-oh.
Cynthia, go completely out. If you can hear, go completely out and try coming back in. Because I don't know what happened. I don't think, go out. Let me text her. Yeah. The devil busy, ain't
Yep.
he? Listen, I might need Sophie and or Dominique, one of y'all to pray. Because this
we praying. We binding this up right now in the name of Jesus. It may be the internet connection because it started getting all glitchy.
Right.
Yeah.
He mad, but he ain't got nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna prosper. We just gonna be patient.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to walk her through.
Turn.
Okay, there it is.
Is she on her phone, Tori, or is she using a laptop?
Laptop. That's why I text her. I told her to come all the way out and come back in.
Mm-mm. Oh God.
What in the world? And I can hear all of y'all. I don't know what happened. Okay. While Cynthia's trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, Wanda, you just came in the room. And basically what she asked, because I think, Sophie, I don't think you answered yet. But she was asking, the question was, what is one thing that people misunderstand about you?
Mhm.
Is that a question for me to answer now, Sophie?
Yes.
Go ahead of me.
Hold on, let me see. What in the world?
Oh man.
Okay, let me see. Somebody
They
says,
keep on her mic being muted.
yeah. I don't know what happened.
She might have to switch to her phone.
Yeah. Hold on. This must be about to be fire. That's exactly why this happening.
And
And I thought that was gonna be me because my internet lags. So I thought this was gonna happen to me. Can y'all hear and see me okay?
Uh-huh.
And yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Can y'all
I'm trying to...
hear me?
Yes, yes. Whatever you did, don't touch nothing else. Now come on back on the camera. Okay, come on back on the camera.
So you guys can hear me.
Yes. Oh no.
Hear me now?
Yes. Tori, you're muted.
Yes. Say something else, Cynthia.
Okay. Something else.
There you are.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, listen, we bind this up right now in the name of Jesus. This broadcast,
Amen.
this podcast is under the authority of the Holy Spirit. We arrest you right now. We send you back to the pits of hell, no longer to return, because this belongs to God and this is God's and God's only. What we say, what we do is controlled by God, and you have no authority. We take back anything that you try to do, a wrench you try to throw it here, and we're
Yes,
throwing it back to
Lord.
the pits of hell now onto the podcast. So yes, hey Wanda, go Van.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry I'm tardy for the party.
I'm so sorry.
But I'm just getting in from the evening or from all of the work today. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go on. But then I was like, yeah, I'm going on. So
come on in the room.
Yeah. Excited to be here.
Bring that power.
I'm ready.
Love it. Awesome. Did Wanda answer the question that everyone else talked about?
Repeat the question because I may have misquoted.
Okay.
I tried to repeat
the Wanda from Hartsville, South Carolina, an amazing woman, a mother, and she is Wanda. What does your grandbaby call you?
I'm a Gigi and a Jim. One calls me Gigi, the other
Jim. I love.
Oh.
Yes, and tell a little bit about yourself. What I haven't touched on. What do we need to know about Wanda?
I'm a 27-year veteran professional educator. I love my family. I like to stay engaged in the community. So about it these days. These days have really, I've slowed down a lot. I'm gonna try to get back into, and I may not say try, I'm getting back into some schooling, and I'm going back and working on some things. I know that I'll be picking up my intimacy coaching a little bit more than I've been able to in the last 2 years. So I'm excited about that. Technically, I have 1 year to retirement, but I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. So that's me.
Did y'all hear that? These young women talking about being 23 years and 25 years and all these years doing this stuff, and they are, I just don't believe it. It's just like it don't crack, y'all. I mean, it just don't crack.
And not to mention, I got that grandbaby on the way, Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited about that.
Tamika said and that you are amazing, Ms. Wanda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
So are we answering the
Beautiful.
question?
But the question
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you the question, what do you feel is most misunderstood about you?
I think this people sometimes feel like I have it all together. Even if they don't say it, that's how they behave towards me, that I have it all together when I'm a work in progress every day. And then sometimes, and this is, I don't know if there's a word for it, but she thinks she all that. Well, I am, but you are also. So that's probably the two biggest things that I've run into over the years. And I would say not so much in the last couple of years, just because I've been so far off the radar that if people are looking for me or have anything to say, it's because they've been looking for me to say those things. So that's just one thing that I've had, or two things I've had to deal with for many years of life. And I've just learned how to move through those things effortlessly and let it just roll off my back. So that's where I am at my 47-year-old self.
I love it. I love it. And I love when you were so transparent when you said people think I have it all together. Yeah. Because we were taught, and I feel like in the I don't know if all of us are Gen X, some of us may be millennials, but for me being a Gen Xer, and I think that's what we are, y'all, right? I'm 50. So my thing is, I think we were taught to always hold it together, suck it up. Don't let everybody know what's going on behind closed doors, and to the point where even when we need to be vulnerable, it's hard to be because people perceive that we're supposed to, they look at this outer thing, and as women, okay, we get up.
I can't hear. I can't.
Yep. No. Can you guys hear me?
I don't hear Cynthia.
Cynthia, what did you do the last time? Ooh, the devil mad. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's gonna try. She said she's gonna try. Why are we waiting for Cynthia to come back in? Because she said I'm supposed to be the co-host. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm a little nervous because I don't know exactly what other questions she's gonna be asking, because you already know, y'all know I like to interview. I don't like to be interviewed. So I like to interview people and ask questions. But Wanda, how have you been doing? I didn't talk to you today.
Just doing a lot of running, pulling in all directions, just trying to navigate through grief. I've shared that openly a couple of times on social media, but that's my real life right now. Just trying to figure it out and just be, live the best that I can at this point. I think my biggest thing is right now, I just want to live every day, and I want to live every day to live again. That's where I am. I'm gonna tell you my inspiration, and I think I said this to her before, and and she probably knows this. And if she doesn't, I'll say it now publicly. Like Dominique is my inspiration. Like I look at her and I see a strength in her, and I'm like, you know what? I whine and cry. Like anytime I see her or come across a post or anything that she does, it just reminds me of you know what it looks like to be, you know, to just walk in your strength and to not necessarily overcome, but learn to navigate through life even in your worst of times.
Yeah. And one of the things that Dominique mentioned when she was talking about telling her story and speaking of her grief, she was saying that some people feel as if she's not approachable. Have you gotten that? Have you felt that way lately?
I have, you know, I think the biggest thing is that people say, you know, you're gonna love again. You're gonna love again. And I know they don't mean it from a bad place, but you know, that's probably the thing that people will say more than trying to shy away from me. Or just, you know, I'm very fortunate, blessed to have had so many people just to reach out and, you know, and even if it's, you know, through words or gestures, just to um, display their care as I go through this time. This, you know, and it's different. Like I don't know many people, and I wouldn't say many people, but you know, losing someone as close as I did at the age that I am, not, you know, through a breakup or through a separation of sorts, but actually in depth, it's just different. It's a different type of hurt for me. So I think the people have not really strayed away from me, but they always come with and usually the first thing they say is, you're gonna love again. And I just don't know if I'm ready to do that at this point. So that's the only thing I would say that stands out to me.
Okay. Okay, Cynthia, you ready? You got something going on to where there's some feedback.
I think it's my iPad won't go all the way down for some reason.
Can you log out? Because there's going to be some type of feedback.
Let me see.
Because I can hear myself.
Okay. I'm trying, Tori. Give me a second.
It's okay.
What about now? Is it still a back? Are you hearing something?
There's still an echo a little. Do you have multiple devices on?
I do. Maybe I need to just take this one off.
Yeah, you have to turn one of them off, because if you don't, there's going to be feedback.
Okay. Turn it off. I'm so sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Trial and error.
Okay. Are we back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you even remember what you were saying?
I know that I was responding to one of y'all, and it's like, I think it was Juan. Was it Juan?
Yeah, I just brought the friction tonight. It's okay. It's just a good energy.
Listen, but I think what I was saying as far as how she was being transparent about people thinking one way about her, and how we can't be vulnerable, and as women, and as women that especially I can speak women of color. I think sometimes that we're taught to be strong. We're always taught to be strong, and I feel like we automatically think that, oh, she good. And that's not always the case. We're not always good. And I feel like sometimes we don't allow each other that safe place to be vulnerable. because we do feel like, oh, she got it all together because she looked good. But sometimes we don't have it all together, honey, just because it looks like that. And sometimes we need to be aware of what our sister is dealing with in that sense, and just give each other a safe space to just be like, hey, are you really good? Are you really, really good? So
Right.
that's one of the things that I was gonna say. But yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay. That was good. All right, Cynthia, I'm muting my mic. You back, so it's back on you.
Okay, ladies, this is a question that I feel like I really want you to this is like no holds barred. What would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Oh,
And who want to go first? Because I'm like, listen, we all got it. What would you tell your 18-year-old self if you could go back and just sit her down? And whether you were sitting down or y'all was sitting at the beach, or y'all was sitting on the bench on the park, or if y'all are sitting at a dinner table, what advice would you give yourself at 18? Look yourself in the eye and say to yourself.
Well, I'll go first. It's short and to the point. For me, if I can go back to my 18-year-old self, I would tell my 18-year-old self that it's okay to be different. It's okay for not everybody to like you, because I think at 18, I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted to try to blend in, even when I knew that there were places that I didn't need to be. But I would tell myself to just be who you are authentically. And I did not learn this until I got older, but I just wanted everybody to like me. And I think when I was younger, I was more of a people pleaser. So I've learned that it's okay to be different. It's okay to not please people. It's okay to not be looking for approval. And just like Miss Pamela says, acceptance from it.
Yeah.
Exactly. At
Yeah.
18, I needed that. And I just needed people. I wanted the what's the word? And I have trouble mispronouncing this word. Reciprocity. I wanted people to be the friend to me that I were to them. But I had to understand later in life, understanding that the person that I am, I'm not going to get that from everybody. So I'll just tell myself it's okay to be different. I don't have to please everybody, and I don't need approval from anybody. Just be who I am authentically and unapologetically.
Oh, yes. Love it. Dominique.
I would tell my 18-year-old self, like exactly what you said, Cynthia. Girl, go sit down. Go sit down. You don't know nothing, nothing. Sit down. I think I would tell my 18-year-old self to be kinder to yourself. Give yourself permission and grace to make mistakes. It's okay. You don't know everything. And I would tell myself to be patient, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment, because during that time, I would say I wish I would have been able to have a microscope or something to look way down to here, so that what I was then could prepare or cushion me for when life knocked the wind out of you in so many ways. So I would just say it's okay, just take time to love on you for a little while longer, and everything is going to be everything. What's meant to be will be. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self.
Awesome. I love it. I'm just going to go to the comments. Since Erica says being different is a gift not everyone has, and it makes you special. I love that. And Minister Cook says that's it. Everyone don't have what's inside of you. And Tamika said definitely enjoy the moment. I love it. Sophie, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
So I can agree with both Tori and Dominique. However, it's just like it's not completely settling well with me, because I've just come to the point where I'm like, and I'm thinking about 18. I remember 18, and I remember all that I was enduring, and just so clueless on so much, but so eager to be, a people pleaser, available, or I just wanted to, but I really can't. I really think that if anything would have changed, then I wouldn't be who I am today, and discovering of who I am today, I wouldn't be as equipped today for some of the things that I'm encountering now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't enjoy going through, the hard times and the rough lessons, and just the cold turkey of certain things, and the rejection and disrespect, and and even with not even realizing that I was doing that. Then maybe the one thing that I would say to myself is just to always respect yourself. If you respect you,
Yeah.
and don't allow anyone to dictate your decisions. Like, if it's your choice, if it's a choice to be made, let it be your choice. Don't make choices based off of anyone else. And I think a lot that I endured came from there. Like, well, not so much I just don't want to hurt their feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really know. So I felt like, oh well, if this came, then it must be God. So how do you get discernment? God don't just say, hey, here's discernment. No, he let you go through some things so that you learn discernment. So I can't take nothing away, but the most that I feel that I would say to my 18-year-old self is just, understand what loving and respecting yourself is, and do it.
Awesome. I love that. I love it. Miss Wanda.
Yes, my 18-year-old self was very busy, y'all. I was somebody's mama when I was 18. So I would tell my 18-year-old self to slow down, take your time, breathe, um, be okay with being who you are, be okay with being different, just like Tori said. But and Vaughn probably shaking her head, and y'all, I know y'all call her Cynthia because Vaughn remembers me, just being so different, and just be okay with embracing that. Because as I grew older, I realized me being different is what made me great. So I would definitely tell myself to slow down. I would definitely tell myself to enjoy being different, and just not worry less about what people think of you. I think that was big. I learned that early in life, but my 18-year-old self didn't quite have that yet. But I think my biggest lesson would be just to slow down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love that. Let's go to some of the comments. Kim said, yes, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Tamika says, yes, wait, not to rush life. Not to rush life. I love what everyone said. And I guess what everybody said just resonated with me. But I know for a fact that I'm like Sophie in a sense, like I feel like what if some of the things that would have, wouldn't have happened if I would have prohibited those things, would I still be the woman I am? I know that I would look myself in the face and just like Wanda said, why are you worrying about being different from everybody else? And I know that I would tell myself, stand on your no. Stand on your no. It's a complete sentence. Stand on it. Don't apologize for it. And do what makes you happy first. Because I remember, like Wanda, I was a mom at 18, and I was trying to please people. And you look back at it and you begin to understand that I was sweating the small stuff. I was worried about what other people were thinking, and I was much greater than what I thought I was. And I was doing so much better than what I gave myself credit for. And I really was stronger than I thought I was. I just did not give myself the benefit of the doubt. How about that? I didn't give myself the benefit of the doubt, but I love that. That is so awesome. It goes. Kim.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kim says she was in a rush to grow up. She would say, "Live life slowly and just live." Yes, love that. I'm sorry, Wanda. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think that I was really concerned about people in general. I was more concerned about disappointing my parents.
Yeah.
Like, there was
that.
a way that I was, expected to be and to grow. But I just took an alternative pathway. My parents will easily say, "Now, Wanda, we're so proud of you. You couldn't have, you couldn't have made us more proud." Going back to what Sophie said, if it had not been for those little babies when I was 18 years old, then guess what? I would not be who I am. I could not have broken all the tops that had been put on my ceiling, telling me, "Hey, you got to stop here," or people your age doing what you've done, they will never make it. You're not supposed to be able to do that. You're supposed to be on welfare. You're supposed to be, staying in certain places and not able to do certain things. And for me, if nothing else, I like to be the example to people that have children when other people feel as though it's not the right time for them, to be able to say, you know what, I don't take excuses for yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Not that I've lived the most perfect life, but it has been perfect for me. And so my 18-year-old self was necessary for this 47-year-old girl. Yep.
I love that. I love that. I love it. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, just people in general, no, but parents, family, loved ones, you just don't want to let people down that you love. Yeah, that part. But we're gonna move on to a topic that I don't know if y'all want to, discuss. But listen, ladies, I've had so many young women to reach out to me and it's like, listen, I'm single and I'm really trying to figure out like love in a sense of whether they want as far as marriage and what do they want in a man, what do they want in a husband, what does a successful relationship look like to you? What to you? Give that young lady the advice, even though you're different people, but give her the advice. If you were to speak to a young woman right now, she's listening. What does a successful relationship look like, and what should she focus on as far as searching, wanting, and desiring that person, her person? Dominique. Is Dominique on mute or she's on?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I would say that it starts with you. To the young woman who may be watching, it's hard to be in a healthy relationship with another person if you're not healthy yourself. And sometimes we find ourselves as women sometimes looking for validation in a relationship, or if our status is a certain thing, that means we have arrived. But you got a lot of people who are broken in marriages as well. They don't know themselves, or because they don't know themselves, they chose from an imposter situation, I like to say. So it starts with you taking the time to date yourself, love yourself, and that just takes simply developing a relationship with the Lord. He's the only one who has your true identity. You can't be in a relationship with another man or even fellowship with yourself if you don't know first where you come from and why God made you and what your purpose is. And I know we hear that all the time, and because we're in the human flesh and we have a tendency to get so lonely that we try to override it, and we don't want to go through the process. We want to do this quick fix thing, and we think that a relationship can make us whole or heal us. But I've learned that in relationships, especially marriage is designed to make you holy, which means you're going to see a lot of your ugly before you get to the good. You're going to see a lot of things that you don't like. Marriage exposes you. It doesn't first start, it is beautiful, but it don't first start out. People look at it as an antidote to cure yourself or to heal you. If I just get this man, if I just get this relationship, then I'm going to be like this. No, it's going to show you up first, and then you're going to think you got a mess. So I would say you need to develop the relationship between you and Christ first. Get your true identity. That way, when you're in a healthy relationship, at first, it's going to look like exposure. You won't question that. You'll be able to accept it. Okay, I got a big mouth. I need to change. I'm sassy or whatever the case may be. And you can accept that in yourself because your husband or your mate is a reflection of who you are becoming or what God is trying to pull out of you first. So I would say get to know you first and love you first. That way, when the relationship comes along, you know, that's not just your standard. It's just an added bonus to purpose in your life.
Awesome. I love it. Sophie.
Ask me the question exactly. Like I've kind of
What
got to
what
just
okay, I'm
7.
sorry. You're fine. You're fine. What does a successful relationship and or marriage look like? Like a young lady is seeking love. She wants to find her person. What advice would you give her as far as what should she what is it successful to you? Like if you're explaining to her, listen, this is what love looks like.
Well, definitely at this point in time in life, I would say, of course, yeah, establish a relationship with the Lord first. And then just work on yourself. I am really, really big about not pursuing a man. If he isn't making all the steps, taking all the steps, then he's showing you who he is, what he wants, and it's like paying attention to, they say red flags, but really pay attention to what's happened. We have such a bad habit of thinking that we could heal a person, we can make them better. Oh, well, if he just see how great I am, then he'll change because I'm better than her, and the truth of the matter is that is truly not it. Like, I've talked to many guys that have said it is like they know from Jump Street before they pursue them. They already know how they gonna come at this certain women. That it depends on what they're looking for, and so if they're not really looking for something, it's like we send off a fragrance. I believe that they can sense when, like I could probably get what I want from her. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is stop being so focused in on, and I'm working through some things personally because I'm like, at this point, so I'm like now double divorcee. And I never would have thought that would be, my plight, my story, and it's stories, it ain't like it's just cut and dry, and I just think that it could be so misconstrued, the whole marriage thing. We as females, I think we set marriage as a goal, like a goal of success, to say, oh, I'm married, so I made it. And that's just so not true. I believe in marriage. I believe in love. But I believe that we need to have a better godly understanding of what marriage is. And at this point in time in life, I believe that it is truly about having a prayer partner. You are in covenant with somebody that you can touch and agree with to move the heaven to earth, and so, but if it's not about that, if it's not about God, then why are we getting married? People get married because it's the right thing to do. A lot of times it's because, well, we done been together, we've been dating all this time, we're having sex, and we gotta make it right. So, or we done had a baby, like we gotta make it right. Then they make it right, they do it to make it right, and then it ain't even right.
Yes.
Because God he's not even, it ain't nothing about purpose, God's purpose and will for our lives. We don't even know what that is. So why are we doing this? That's what we even with, our, homosexual community, I'm like, why do they feel compelled to get married? I mean, why not just be together? Why do something that is supposed to be, because they don't know that it's about, you're doing this as unto God, under God, like this is about God. And it's just now turned into more of I just want to have a nice wedding, you know. And I just think that getting a real understanding of what marriage is when it comes to the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is his purpose? Like, why do we need to do this? Are we supposed to come together, and then we're supposed to you know, multiply? We're supposed to subdue the earth. Like, it's things that we're supposed to do, but on a kingdom note. And if you don't know kingdom, then what are you doing? You know? So I think that it's just a thing of like, I believe that there should be a pursuit of the man, but that man needs to have a vision.
Come on now.
Have a vision,
Come on.
then where we going?
I ain't going to
You
no
know,
ditch
what
with
are
you
we
now.
doing? Why are we just roommates? Because that's what I hear nowadays. The wife is the roommate and the girlfriend the wife.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's just, I just believe that people need to take their time and have I believe in having a strong why. Do you know why you're doing what you're doing? What is your why? Because if it's to make it right, that ain't gonna make it right. A piece of paper is not gonna make it right. So, you know, that's just my thing. I think that us as women, young women, slow down, calm down. Don't be so easy and eager. You know, let him work, let him pursue. You know, if you don't make it easy for him, then he know that he in getting into, like, they don't even know what a husband is. So you getting married because it's the right thing to do, but you don't even know what being a husband is.
Nope.
You know, and so that's my thing. And I see it all the time. I had a young lady yesterday telling me about a good friend of hers, and he's living with his third baby mother / fifth child's mother, and they in the projects. And you know, she was just like, well, he was saying that they, you know, pay rent. Like I said, in the project. I mean, you know, and I ain't discounting the product. It's a blessing for those that need it.
Right.
But he ain't supposed to be in there. And she was like, he don't. I'm like, no. And then he complaining about the woman that he's with living in her Section 8 apartment. Now, how you complaining? Get your rump out. Then I was like, I said, you need to advise your friend that he needs to man up. He just turned 40. Like, he needs to man up. He needs to get out of this woman's roof, from under her roof, get himself together, get a vision, pray, get a vision, and then work this thing out and be a man. And if he want to be with her, then he do need to come correct. But you know, I think that's just and it's just getting worse with the time. I don't know. I just really, I cringe now, you know. And like I said, I'm freshly divorced for the second time, and you know, the first time's a whole story, but this one was just like, you know, and I can elaborate, but I won't. Tonight. I'm willing to, but it's the thing of, you know, people don't like, why do something you don't even know what you're doing? Does it look good? Everything's about image now. I just want to do what looks good. You know, I want to do what make a nice post. And so everybody think that everything's good over here, and it ain't. You know how people say, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
None of what you hear.
Right. Don't believe what you see.
Yeah.
Like truly. Not these posts, not social media, because everybody's gonna do what they gotta do to make the picture good. So it's just the age that we're in. It's a time. So yeah, I would say, young woman, take your time. Let him pursue. Because if he pursue, then he's proving himself to you. If he ain't willing to prove himself, because even the Bible says, try the spirit by the spirit. You got to prove yourself. If he ain't willing to do that, and most of them that ain't about that are not, they gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And then you got to be okay with that. and just continue to work on yourself. If you focus on you, focus on, it's always something to work on. I think if we focus in on that, because the only thing that we can do is change ourselves. We can't change nobody. We can't make nobody do nothing. So the only person that we can change is ourselves. And so be committed to that, evolving and ever learning. And when the time, if it's when the time come and the right person come, you'll know it. I just believe that will. That don't mean gonna make it perfect. It's gonna be trials, but it's gotta be a strong why are we doing this before we just I do. That's me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And just oh man, these comments coming in. But I do want to touch on Sophie and just caveat off of some things that you said, because I think we're so desensitized with social media until we're looking and we're searching and trying to mimic something that we don't even know if it's real or not. And we're thinking this is how it's going to be. And we're so desensitized that we don't even want to get to know who we are. We're too afraid to be alone. We ain't even been really single yet. And I'm a second divorcee too. I'm a twice divorcee. And I understand. And it's like, I had to be okay with being okay with just being with me. And until you understand that it's okay to be with you, until you understand that you got some stuff that you need to be delivered from, because let me tell you something about us women. We have the power to stop a lot of these slack men doing what they're doing. And the only reason why they're being slack is because we accept the next slackness and we being okay with it. And then we're going to let him go over there and lay with Keisha. We're going to let him lay there with Barbara. Then he going to lay with Linda. And I'm the fourth baby mama. What sense do that make? At the end of the day, when he told you he got two baby mamas and he ain't married nan one, and he behind on child support, and he ain't got nan car, and he ain't got nan apartment, he ain't even got an apartment in his name. At what point did you stop and think this man is okay for me to lay down with and have another child? Now you mad because he over there with Punchinella having another baby. So as women, we're gonna have to start taking accountability that we're okay with some of this slackness that is going on from these men. Because baby, if we're not saying yeah, who they with then? Who they with? If we're saying no, then who they gonna be with? By themselves or each other? Because at this point, we got to come to the point where we shut a lot of this stuff down. And as women, we have to have a responsibility to know that we are enough. We are enough all by ourselves. And baby, if you can't give me what I know that I deserve, because when you find me, they say he who findeth the wife. So if I already know that I did my self-work and I'm already healed and I'm already delivered and I'm walking in the purpose that God called me to walk in, baby, I'm not going to settle for what the mess that you bring it. And if I say 2 children is a limit, 2 children is a limit, you're not the one. Because God give us our heart desire. Cater to our purpose for our life. I like to travel. I love to go. I can't have a man who got babies on the arm and on the shoulder and he don't like to go nowhere. Baby, you're not the one. Because I like to take flights. And if you can't take flights, baby, we can't go nowhere. And I'm not always riding on Spirit. I ain't gonna do it. So at the end of the day, no, I'm not judging you. But what I'm gonna do is sit back and I'm gonna put. You're not the one. I'm not gonna waste your time or mine. So Wanda, so to say that, Wanda, how do you feel?
First of all, Sophie had me twitching in my seat. I was digging face and my head.
I must have felt you, Wanda. I need you to caveat. I need Wanda. I need you to caveat behind that, behind Sophie.
My heart was racing. I'm telling you, that just made my heart race because I, first of all, can't even speak to the young ones because we need to speak to the grown ones. The young ones don't know what to do because the grown ones have let them down. We have dropped the ball, and the people before us dropped the ball because we are misunderstanding what the goal is. That's number one. Now, I had even put these in bullets like that. That was just right on top of my head, but that was so serious to me because we want to talk about marriage when we don't even understand what love is. How do you have marriage without the love? That's part of what is needed because, of course, just loving somebody will not carry you through a marriage. It just won't work. You've got to be able to put in the work And I tell anybody that is where the work is, because loving you is easy. When I had those children, you couldn't tell me I didn't love. I loved them as well as my little 17-year-old self knew how to. But was it the love that was going to carry me through a marriage for many, 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 many years to face all the obstacles and the trials that are going to come up in life? No. But when are we going to teach people to get out of immature love? Some of this love is immature. How do you have seasoned love? Do we really know? Who taught us? We've not been taught that. So therefore, if they're not seeing and hearing and feeling the rich love from the others in their lives, I mean, because it's everybody's job. I don't want to get to the cliche, it takes a village. It takes everybody to raise these kids. But if they only see love where I got 3-4 baby mamas, and we going over here to stay by this cousin's house because they got their other baby dad, and who, all of those scenarios, because y'all know there's so many of them. Is that what love looks like? Because that's where I have fun at when I go to my cousin so-and-so house that got all the people in the house. But that may be what feels good and what looks good. But when do I really see my dad loving on my mom? Or was I even old enough to remember that my dad and my mom were even together?
Yeah.
Or I saw them on a prom picture, but I mean, why are you with that person, Mom? When I never saw you and my dad together. So there's so many pieces to that. And then we turn around and we bring people into our lives that are not equipped to carry on. Bonus children, stepchildren, our children, the people in our lives, the things in our lives, and be able to love them like you're supposed to love them. Because you're supposed to love mine just like I love yours, and vice versa. And if I'm not the one loving, then I'm wrong too. But nobody gonna tell you you're wrong, and you act like you're right, and you know you're wrong. So when are we gonna have those conversations? Because baby, the young girl, don't even get married, sis. Just wait a little while. Because maybe you're going to run into the right person that's going to bring you under their wing. And I don't mean bring you under the wing and teach them how to be all those other things that we can make a list of. Really sit down and give them the encouragement that it takes to be able to get through and know what it's going to take in order to be married and to make it through a marriage for a lifetime. Y'all, that's a long time.
Yes.
Going back to my notes, who taught these men how to love? Where the teachers at? How many men really were taught how to love a woman? And how many women were really taught how to love her man? Because we so often are taught, take care of him. Well, when he gonna take care of me?
Come on.
And I don't mean just going to work. Working is good, don't get me wrong. But when are you gonna take care of me? Because that's what I need. Yeah, I need you to take care of the woman in me. So I can be feminine. And I don't have to get out here and work just as hard as you. Because y'all, that's time out there because we want to get biblical. Let's go ahead and turn this thing around and let me be at the house. But the life that we live, the world we're living in, we can't do that. And I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm not gonna say things that just, we know are impossible. But y'all, we are setting standards for people that are not even equipped to get done the thing that needs to get done. I'm sitting beside 45, 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 70-year-old women that don't even know what it takes to keep a marriage together. And not just the women, but the men too. And so often the women look down upon because the marriage didn't work. What about what the man did or didn't do? We don't want to have those conversations. So again, our girls see this cycle of the women messing up when it really and truly it's a woman somewhere that allowed that man to mess up. Don't forget about her because she's a problem too.
Yeah.
When you know that man is married or in a relationship or whatever the case may be, and you invite him in and allow him in, and you're part of the problem. Last thing, it's time for us to break them curses. You understand me? Break the doggone curses. We were not taught from the beginning how to be married. Understand? On the plantation, we had to sneak and be married. We couldn't be married in the open. And guess what? If we were, most time they sold us off down the road to break that man. So here again, unless we're willing to go in and do the work, then and y'all know that's how it was set up. It was designed to tear up our families. The men want to make it all that what they call it, demasculination or whatever. They want to make it about that. But let's really get back to the real parts of what makes a family work. And with all of this that we've all said, they've done exactly what they want to do, tear up the Black families. And I'll say that from the top of any mountain, and I love y'all's answers about knowing God and putting God first. But guess what? God wasn't in none of this mess. It wasn't even there. Because this was not ordained by him. But here again, we just taking the pieces that we do have and doing what we think is best for us, and getting married to whomever or whatever, and making the best out of it as long as we can, until we get to that place where divorce is the only option, or people are cheating, or people hate each other, or beating each other, or whatever the case may be. So what I'm hoping is that, that there's a great coming back, and we are saved one day to be able to show and love. Now, I do not take away from people that truly love, people that are truly in good relationships and good marriages and support each other, because there are people out there. But one day, if we decide to get it right, it's gonna be when we fix some of that stuff I just talked about. I'm sorry, Vaughn, I didn't mean to take so long.
No, honey, drop. Look,
It was just like, I was like, look, we missing a punch. When you got men that don't even know what their wives really like.
Yeah.
What good are you for me?
Ooh.
He like that, and you know what I like.
Yes.
So you know what? I'll sit here and lick my little wounds and cry about that man that died, because one thing I knew about him is that he loved this old girl. You understand me?
Yeah.
There was a true covenant between the two of us, because there was a level of trust and understanding between us. Even in our brokenness, we still had love for each other, and we loved each other no matter what. And what you can't do is beat somebody loving that love like God. Can't love you as good as God, but can show love you like God. Without condition. That is, some people play about that. I remember they used to sing songs when we was kids about being unconditional love. You don't love me like that. Because you love me like that, you ain't gonna never feel a need to do those things to me, no matter what I say or do. And the same here, because if we love each other so much, we would never intentionally do things to hurt each other. And I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. I'm sorry.
Woo! Listen. Whoo, Sophie came in and she started the fire. She had the kindling. She had the kindling. She had the long nose lighter. And Wanda came in and she threw the gasoline on. Now, Tori, what you about to do now? Because I can't take but so much. I got my ice water.
Listen, Tori ain't about to do nothing, because they said it all. They said everything. So I'ma just keep it simple. I'm just keep it simple, because there's nothing else left to be said with Dominique, Sophie, and Wanda. And Wanda just came in, just bust through the door.
Listen. Tanya Moore said, "You better preach, Wanda."
I want my friends to be married. I want my friends to be with people. I want women to be with people that really love them and cherish them. And want to hold your hand sometimes, check on you to make sure you are right. All that playing game, all these messages that come through this little phone since my Mr. died, baby. I be sitting here laughing. I got the same phone with his picture still on, and I be just sitting there like, really? Is that really what you saying? You can't do those things for me, because you're not even equipped to come in here unless you come to wipe up tears. And I don't know too many that's willing to come in and wipe tears, but from my eyes that are caused by the loss of another man. Y'all got to do better. We all got to do better. And if we don't figure out how to encourage each other and love on each other, y'all, we are not going to make it. I got a girl, I got a daughter, and I've got 2 granddaughters, and they're going to see me living the best that I can live. Just because if I don't, then they coming behind me, and it's going to be a big old, I'm not going to say the word I'm thinking, mess that I left behind, because they'll be in the same rut that we see so many of our women in, y'all. I mean, and Tori, you go ahead. I'm not gonna say another word, because I get real caught up in that thing, because I just feel like we are missing the point, y'all. We are losing generations, not just generations of people, because we are missing so much. Go ahead, Tori.
No, Wanda, keep on talking. I'm taking it all in. This is good to me. Y'all preach your whole sentence.
Listen, her and Sophie can look. We can just throw her and Sophie the mic, and they can just go back and forth. Because listen, they are speaking to me. I absolutely love it that they come from such a pure place. And it was like I said, Sophie started it off, and even when she was saying, "I'm not knocking nobody in the project, but if you got to come live on me and my children, how you gonna pour into me? You supposed to lead me." And I don't, and the Bible speaks about if he ain't leading God, y'all be led into the ditch. So why are you coming and moving in on me and mine, where I am trying to work on us, me and my children, to make it? You're supposed to come and add to me. God adds, God multiplies. He does not subtract and divide. So if you come in without a job, without a car, without a home to put us in, That means, honey, some of the food gonna be gone. You're gonna be eating my children food, they snack. I don't need you to come in for that. And just like Wanda said, you know, she knows that she had a true love, and death separated that. So don't come in her inbox talking sideways, because you got to top what she's had that love. She's had that experience. She knows what it feels like. So don't come half stepping in her inbox with trying to twinkle her ears, because she'll turn around and say something and burn your heart. Like, you'll be shamed. So don't go to a woman that knows who she is, that knows where she's been, that absolutely is excited about and is envisioning where she's going, with some mess, because these women are not it. These women, they can take care of themselves. They can pay their own bills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't need that. But Tori, you got to say something.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it simple, because ain't nothing left to say after them. They said everything. I'll just keep it simple. Speak for me. Just like Wanda said, you want somebody that's gonna really love you. I mean, love you for real, not just saying they love you, but showing they love you by their actions, really, 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 and truly loving you. And it actually starts with you got to love yourself first, and you got to have that relationship with God. And I want women, especially young women, even some women my age as well. Some women, especially young women, and some my age as well, don't get caught up with wanting to be married, with having that perfect picture that you make marriage an idol. I get it. All of us like to be married, but don't make it an idol when you wake up in the morning. Where my husband at? You so busy looking for your husband that you don't know who you are. So I want to encourage women, don't make marriage an idol. I get that you want to be married, you want to be loved, but don't make it an idol. Is that your main goal? You wake up in the morning looking for a husband. And like Wanda said, I just want somebody to love me, because I've been in relationships where I was doing all the loving. They were one-sided relationships where I was loving them, but they wasn't loving me. And another thing too, I want to say is don't be on somebody's roster, meaning they got all these other women out here, and you maybe the third, fourth. If I got to be on your roster, I don't need you. I'm gonna love up on by myself. And a lot of times I've been there. Younger, I was cool with being on the roster. Well, he ain't with her tonight, but he with me tonight. What kind of mess is that? And then a lot of times men are taught, because I remember specifically someone telling my son when he was young, you got to have a lot of women. And see, that's the problem. Men are taught that they got to have multiple women instead of loving on one woman in multiple ways. But you're taught, the men are taught that they got to have all these women. I don't want to be on nobody's roster no more. And like I said, I was one in my younger day. Although he ain't with her tonight, he with me tonight. You know how immature that thinking was. Now that I have a relationship with Tori, I have a relationship with God, and I value Tori, I want to be the only one. And if I can't be the only one, don't even look my way. If you ain't even worth a conversation, don't even look in my direction.
Amen.
And like I said earlier, I'm not going to compromise my faith for no one. So just love who loves you, and make sure that person that you're with, that they're going to choose you on good days, in the bad days, they're going to keep choosing you. Don't wake up tomorrow with it. I don't like Tori today. I may not like you today, but I'm still going to love you. And there's some people that wake up the next day and they're not choosing you. You want to be with somebody that's going to choose you on a daily, no matter what. Yes. Even in your ugly, even in your mess, even through your trauma, they're going to love you through it all. So that's all I want. I want somebody to love me like, because I mean, I've been in a relationship. I'm loving them through the mess. I'm giving you my best, and you ain't giving me nothing. So just love me how I love you. I want that reciprocity. I can't even say that word. Y'all know reciprocity. You know what I mean? Just love somebody, love you. And a lot of times we love the people that we need to be with. They're the ones we keep in the friend zone. They're the ones that we need. I probably got my husband blocked. My husband probably blocked. Lord. I need to go through my block list. I do believe my husband probably blocked. And then this is one thing I want to say to Wanda. It is very important to have friends in your life that's going to tell you the truth. Wanda tell me, say, Tori, I don't even know. Wanda, say what you told me. Be real. Sometimes you got to have those friends that's going to tell you the truth. Like, Tori, I don't even know. Wanda, what did you tell me?
About
Tell the people
what?
what you told me.
About what? Because I tell you,
Wanda, what did you tell me?
come to me. What about what? About
Wanda, you was like, Tori,
like what was it?
we were talking about, because I'm in a position where I'm abstaining.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, Tori, I don't even think you're gonna do that again. Because it's like you got yourself in a box.
Yeah, her box is tight. And you know, and it is. Like Tori be sitting into my, but I'ma do this and the Lord say, and I'ma do this and that. And she's so protected that even if it's not even the sexual part that someone wants from her, that's all she hears. And she blocks off a man just being a man to her. A man can be a man to a woman without ever touching her if he's skillful, if he knows what it takes. But old Tori, he ain't getting in there. I don't like that. I don't like that. I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna do that. So everything that you don't like, he ready to do. To help you explore and learn something new and have good, new experiences, exposure to different things. That one thing that you don't like so much might be the very thing he brings forth and might be the very thing you need in your life. But not my friend Tori. Tori ain't taking nothing, because if she don't like it, she ain't gonna do it. And he better go on ahead. Is that what you're talking about, Tori?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And just know, when you told me that, I took it in. I was like, you know what? Okay, I see what Wanda's saying. Because I'm just in a box. That's just me. But basically, I just want somebody that's gonna love me. They gotta have a relationship with God. And when it comes to, like, some people will not date people because of they may have kids. The kid, that doesn't bother me if a person has children, but I just want you to love. Like, I love your kids. And I think Wanda, somebody said this, but like, if I love your kids, I want you to love I have one child. I want you to love my son like I love your children. Yes. So I just want to be loved. And also I want people to understand. I want, especially young people and some of us, please stop saying, I need somebody to complete me. No, you don't. You a whole person all by yourself. It's two whole people coming together. And before you go with somebody, make sure you get yourself healed. Don't be yoking with somebody and both of y'all are broken. Make sure you get the healing that you need. Don't be saying, oh, they complete. No, they don't. You whole all by yourself. And that's all I got to say, because they said everything.
For somebody who ain't had nothing to say. See there, I knew she had something in her to come out. Let's look at some of these comments. Listen, Dominique had to jump off because she does have Nevaeh has some things going on. She, she's a mom, so when we moms, we got mom duty. So I want to kind of try to come to an end, because these are women that have lives. But Dominique said, "Yeah, Tori, I know you, so I know you got your husband blocked." And Erica James said, "Please remove me from the Good Morning Text roster too." And Erica said, "You're not by yourself, Tori. I'm really protective." Yeah, Erica, me and Erica, and so yeah, you and Erica probably got y'all husband blocked. Probably had y'all husband blocked for about 2 years, and he wondering, did y'all die? Is y'all okay? And when he gonna get a response to, do y'all want to go out for coffee? So I'm just praying for both of my sisters to stop blocking everybody. Like, just don't block everybody. But y'all, listen, I have had these women take up their time for over an hour and a half. I did not need to keep y'all this long, but I want to do closing comments. I basically just want y'all to close out and as if you are encouraging someone to push to the pathway for their purpose. Just take a few moments to encourage someone to just go to their purpose. And just no holds barred, whatever it is that God leads you to say it. Sophie, let's start with you.
Well, yeah, so my encouragement to you, young woman, first of all, understand that God does have a plan for your life. Like, he has a plan and a purpose. Like, he really does. And the thing is to want to discover that thing that he has for you. So in order to do that, like, you got to be willing to submit, like, wholeheartedly just submit yourself, your will, your plans, your goals to him. If you do that, lay yourself down, basically, and allow him. So by doing that, you're emptying out, right? You're emptying yourself of yourself. That gives him room. And then you invite him in because he's a gentleman. So he'll come in if you invite him in. And then when you invite him in and he starts showing you things that he has for you, like my greatest encouragement would be, do not second guess. Because if you know it's something that you couldn't have even thought of, that's him. Learn to get used to his voice. Because he will. You let him in, he is gonna sup with you. He is gonna sit with you. He's gonna rock you. He's gonna nurture you. He's gonna help you to become that whole person that you need to be. And then the thing about his will and purpose for your life, and I think that was Tori was just talking about, God to give you, he will give you the desires of your heart. The only way that it's going to happen is if you take on his will. Because if you take on his will, then yes, he's going to give you the desires of, because by taking on his will, now the desires of your heart is his will. Yeah. So it's just going to all align. It's just being patient. This is something that I'm embracing more and more in this season, this new season for me. I always extend grace. I've given the benefit of the doubt to people. I've always, and I still do. And I haven't allowed nothing that I've gone through to change the temperature of my heart. And that's where the enemy has been mad. This one thing, I didn't get to answer the question about, what is most understood about me. And that's that. Like, people hear things or have heard things and they just automatically think that, so here's an example. I have had people come to me and they're like, because of, here my recent situation, and now, I'm divorced or I've gone through. I've had people call me out the blue, inbox me, wanting to know. Clients just abruptly turn their head like, when did you know that your marriage was over? Like, what did you do? What did you do? Okay. So, my thing is like, don't misconstrue my situation for, I don't know what you heard, but baby, I am pro-marriage. I am pro-covenant. I'm not going to sit here. You thought I was going to tell you leave them? You thought I was going to tell you, like, you thought wrong, because one thing about me, and because of the things that I have endured in this life and the battles that have been won with me and God, listen, I know I got to answer to him. I do not play about that. So I don't know what you thought about what I look like or whatever the insinuation was. Like, I'm gonna always direct you back to him. I think I'm misunderstood in that area, because you come in the salon and it's just like, okay, every time you come in the salon is gospel music playing. Well, that's me. I don't know what you thought. Then it's the conversation, and then I don't know what you thought. Like, I can't do nothing but give you him. So I'm going to always give you him. So if you come to me asking these things, that would be my thing. Listen, really grab a hold to him, run after him, because truly then goodness and favor will run you down. But you got to position yourself. You got to submit your will. You got to submit yourself. You got to understand that he has allowed you to be beautifully broken, because it's some things that he really wants to give you that you're not going to be able to handle from the perspective of what you think what your life should be or what you think you should be doing. So the more that you submit your will and die to yourself, the more he'll show you who you are and who he created you to be. And then all that other stuff will come. Seek ye first. Mark 6:33. Listen, that scripture came to me Sunday, and I've been sharing, and it's just sharing. And then yesterday I had a client that just jump on top of that. So I petition you all to read Psalms 37, but in the Amplified version. And between, seeking the kingdom of God, he said, then all the other things will be added on. Like, and the other things is like marriage. Like, is God bent on who you married? In my opinion, I don't think so. I think that's just like the bonus. So you know, it can be a beautiful thing. So stop worrying about all of that though. Because then verse 34 says, you know, basically don't worry about tomorrow. You know, focus in on today. Tomorrow has enough for tomorrow. Like think about like today, it's enough in the day for you to focus in on today than to start worrying about tomorrow, and you won't even know if you're gonna see it. So take it day by day. And what I was about to say was what I'm extending to myself that I extend to others all the time is patience, grace and patience for myself in this time. And if the man come, then he's gonna understand that, because the only way he's gonna be able to get into Sophie, like for real, is instruction from God. If God ain't giving him the instructions, he gonna miss it. That's what happened in the marriage, if you really want to know. Because ain't no way in the world you got a relationship. Because if you had a relationship, it would, I'm so easy and willing and was ready to be all that I needed to be, you know, but it just wasn't there. And so, you know, people will judge and say things because they don't like I've learned that when they don't understand, people they'll reject. They'll push away what they don't get. You know, they'll ostracize what they don't understand. And you could really truly be in the right position. So don't be, I feel like rejection is, you know, they say rejection is protection of God's way of redirecting you. Okay, yeah, but I also think that it's also a sign that you're on the right track. Because whenever you turn around and like everybody pushing you away, hold fast, like stay strong and know that, hey, if you truly, because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So stand for what is right. Stand for what's righteous. Do your due diligence to get understanding in what's righteous. What you're only righteous because God says you're righteous. On your best day, you still ain't righteous by your own might. It's only because he said it. So on your worst day, you're righteous because he said if you're his. So that part, just start with him. You start with him, seek him, all the other stuff is gonna come. Okay, I'm done.
I love it. I love it. Tori, what would you say? How would you encourage somebody to be on the pathway to their purpose?
I just keep it simple. Just make sure you trust God, acknowledge him in everything you do. Whenever you're making decisions, make sure you consult with him first. Don't worry about the naysayers or what everybody else is saying. Never think that you are too old. Always remember to live with purpose and on purpose. And understand that a lot of times when God gives you a vision, he didn't give it to everybody else. So make sure you're careful with who you sharing your vision with, because there are a lot of dream stealers that will say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. But make sure you live on purpose with purpose, and don't worry about what the naysayers say. Never feel like you're too old. And there was something else. Also be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace, like Sophie said, and also make sure that you take one step at a time. And just because you see somebody else, you know what? A lot of times we compare ourselves to others. We don't know what this person had to go through to get to where they are. And a lot of times we think people became successful overnight. We don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that they had to go through. So just trust the process and just keep going and don't give up. And know that things that are sent by God, whether it be relationships, whether it be a job or whatever, it's not going to be confusion. There's going to be peace about it. If there's some confusion and you're mind boggling, a lot of times it's not sent by God. So anything that is brought by is sent by peace. That's him acknowledging this is his will. And the other thing that I was gonna say, be mindful when it comes with family, friends, relationships. Know who to be patient with, and know who to detach yourself from, because there's some people that it's necessary that you detach yourself from them, and be okay with the pruning. Be okay with the pruning. And like I said, just trust the process and keep it pushing and live life to the fullest, and surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you. Don't surround yourself with people that going to tear you down. Don't surround yourself with people that gossiping all the time. Surround yourself with positive people. And I'm thankful for my tribe of women that they encourage me. There's days where I'm feeling down. They don't understand that how they lift me up. And there's days that they may be feeling down that I lift them up. So it's very important that you have the right people in your life. And just love on you. Take yourself out on dates. And when it comes to relationships, make sure you have someone that's going to not only love you authentically for who you are as a person, that you don't have to change who you are to appease them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Allow people to love you and let people. And here's my thing too. Sometimes we have to move out of our own way and let people love us. Because I've been in situations where somebody just wanted to love me because I had this wall up. I would not allow them to love me. So let people love on you in all areas of your life. Just let people love on you and be good to you. And there was something else I was going to say, but I lost I'm getting a brain fog. But this was good to me. I mean, I'm listening to everything that everyone has said, and it has truly been a blessing to me. That's why we had some technical difficulties, because of what was going, what we was going to feel. That's why I know it's going to be something. But that's all I gotta say. This was really good to me, and I love all of y'all. I love everybody that's watching. I love everybody that's on the panel. Y'all just know I just love people, from a pure place, and
You
that's what I tell people all the time too. Just love people from a pure place, and be okay. You love people from a pure place, and they don't love you back. Be okay with it, because it's not your fault that they wasn't able to receive what you had to give, and that's all I gotta say. And and this is what I was gonna say. Make sure, I don't know if I said it already, but make sure when you're in relationships, make sure you're with the man. To my women, make sure you're with the man that's gonna cover you, not just be with you just to be with you, but make sure they're able to cover you. You look good, but can you pray?
Can you pray for me?
Good. Yeah, can you pray for me? Can you go to when the warfare comes? Are you able to pray for me? I need somebody to be able to pray for me.
Come on here.
And that's all I got. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got.
Yes, I'm telling you, Wanda.
Y'all have said so much and said it, most of all, everything I could have said. But y'all don't think I'm playing devil's advocate, because the one thing that kept running through my head after every good point, grand point, that my 47-year-old self can process and comprehend just fine. To my 21-year-old self, the relationship that I had with God at 21 looks, sounds nothing like it does at 47. And we all know that. That's just how. But I just wish there was, platforms like this, but more ways where young people really could gain the tools to be able to walk in that light that we all are, encouraging them to be able to do. Because knowing the will of God and understanding what that will looks like is a grand thing for us when we really know the power that we have. But I just look and I wonder, like, if I had not been through this, and this, I want to know those people that got it right the first time, that understood it so well, so that we can mimic more of what they do, because it takes so long to get there. And so many of our young people, and of course we're going to go through things in life, but just how do we teach them how to get there? It's like I don't know, and that messes me up. So I mean, because everything y'all said was so grand, but I was sitting there like, dang, if I was 21, I wouldn't. I'm like, yep, and I would have never gotten it. But in this place that I'm in now, it was like pouring in my cup, and I could, getting off of that. But y'all think about that. I know y'all gonna come up with that in the next. One of y'all girls are gonna come up with the way. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be workshop. I don't know what it is, but I just know it's gonna happen. But the two things that I would say is to young women is, whatever you're doing, have a plan. Make the plan plain. Write it down. Find what it's gonna take, the resources, the people that it's gonna take to make that happen. Sit at their feet, listen, learn. Do not take any piece of information as if it's nothing, because you can learn from anyone. And the biggest thing is be teachable and be coachable.
Mhm.
Because if you're not teachable or coachable, then you're not going to get where you want to be in this life. And that's whether it be spiritually, whether it be professionally, or whatever your walk of life is. You've got to be able to be taught, and you've got to
Mhm.
be able to be coached. So that's it, y'all. That's all I got to say.
I love it. I absolutely love you ladies. And to close out on my last comment is that um, to push you to the pathway to your purpose is understand and know that God created you fearfully and wonderfully, and that God has a purpose and a plan for you. Jeremiah 29:11 says that. And just like Wanda said, write the vision and make it plain, Habakkuk 2:2, so that men on tablets, so when men read it, they can run with it. So meaning when you have a vision, when you're looking at your vision, you know you have a purpose and you have a push. When you get up every day, there's a reason that you need to keep going no matter how you feel. And don't define yourself by your past or by your past transgressions or what you've been through. What you need to do is realize that every day God gives you a fresh and a new start. So you can get up that morning and say, God, forgive me for what I did yesterday. Because the Cynthia that I was yesterday, today I'm going to be a little bit different because I'm going to learn a little bit more from what I did yesterday wrong. But I'm starting fresh and I'm going to go forward in what you called me to do. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to love on you, and allow yourself to make mistakes, and allow yourself to not be perfect as people think that you should be perfect. But God made us perfectly because he's a perfect God. We are imperfect people made by a perfect God. So if we are of God and he's perfect, that makes us perfect. God called Job perfect. So other people might have looked at Job and say, he ain't perfect. But see, that's not how God saw him. So what you need to do is start looking at yourself as how God sees you. And what you need to do is start forgiving yourself for the past mistakes you made. And what you need to do is understand that being by yourself sometimes is a protection from God. And it's okay that you're single, because being single does not deny you, nor does it define you. It's just a status that you're temporarily in. And the moment that you're ready for that, God is going to catapult your person in your space. So until that time, gleam in the field, Ruth. Do what you need to do. Be paying attention to what you got. Work on your business, work on your career, work on yourself, love on your family, raise your kids, pour into yourself. And I promise you that that person will show up in a way that you didn't even realize that they were there. They could be blocked like Tori and Erica doing. And God could call you to unblock them. So at this point, you need to understand that, woman, you need to love who you are and who you are becoming. Because at this point, as women, we dwell too much on the fact that we are a woman or we're not enough woman because what we do or don't have. And that's not what God is seeing us, like Sophie said. Get a relationship with God. Allow him to show you who you are. Step into that person that you're becoming. Be proud of her and tell her every day that I'm proud of you. Same thing with the men. Step into the face of God. Because what I said in TikTok, I had a TikTok that what y'all wondering where the single woman at. Honey, we about our business. We in Target. We at Starbucks. We at the games with the children. We taking care of the grandchildren. We at church. We looking cute. We're at the bookstore buying books. But guess where you really going to find us? You're going to find us at the feet of God. Because once you have sat down and you have laid prostrate and you have spent time with the person who created you, because he know who the man that you are, he's going to send you to the woman that you need, not the woman that you desire because she a 36, 24, 36, baby. He's going to send you to the woman that's going to pray for you. He's going to send you to the woman that's going to help you write out your business plan. He's going to send you to the woman that's going to wipe your nose when it's snotty, when you can't lift your hands and wipe it yourself, and wipe your whole behind. And not talk about you, and not go tell your mama and them what you doing when you piss her off and you know you wrong. She gonna love you in spite of. Even she gonna lay on the side of that bed and still pray for you even when you hurt her feelings. That's who he gonna allow you to find. It ain't all about what she look like, baby. She might not have the money for a BBL. But honey, guess what? Her heart is big, beautiful, and loving. That's the BBL that she got. So what we need to understand is when we connect to the source, he gonna give us resource, meaning love, meaning finance, meaning wealth, meaning everything that we need and or want. So y'all go to your purpose, because purpose is everything. Your purpose is in God. Ladies, I thank you. I thank God for you. I'm going to be calling on y'all again because this was absolutely amazing. I'm like, Tori, y'all poured into me. Y'all encouraged me. I have notes. Listen,
Y'all just do not understand. I thank y'all so much. Don't allow anybody to detour your dreams. Don't allow anybody to make you turn around, because you're definitely on your pathway to your purpose. Y'all have an amazing night. Ladies, stay in. We're going to go in the background, talk just for a second. I'm going to let y'all go.